I'm crocheting and I'm talking to y'all at the same time, but I'm trying to keep my voice down so I won't disturb my husband, because I don't think that kitchen wall over there has any insulation in it, because he can hear a pin drop. And if I go in the kitchen and I drop a pin, a literal pin, he'll hear it drop. I mean, I make the slightest noise in there and it wakes him up. And it don't take much, in here in the living room, he can hear stuff too. There ain't no carpet, so everything kind of echoes. We like living in this house. I mean, this house is old and it's been kept up pretty good, but it still needs to have some stuff done to it, because it's been a long time since it was spiffed up. The doors are hanging crooked, and some of them are, and that door over there, it won't stay closed, and it won't stay open. It just hangs there, and because the wood there, right here's the door, and see the door closes in here, and that latch is supposed to go in there. Well, the latch can't stay in there because the wood here where the latch goes is worn down. So, and the thresholds need to be replaced in the front door and the back door. They need to be replaced really bad. Oh, and this other front door over here, they need to do something with it. It has big air leaks, big cracks around it. It's a real cheap door, one of them hollow wood doors. It's a cheap thing, and it's old. Well, I've got some strips of peel and stick. What do you call that? Weather stripping to put around that. I need to do that. I need to quit putting it off. I've been procrastinating it. It's real hard for me to reach up, and you have to reach way up to put that stuff up there. You peel the back off of it, and you got to position it on there just right around the door frame, right where the door closes on it. You've got to have that stripping right there where the door closes, right next to it there. And so you stick that up there, and you're reaching way up there at the top of the door frame, and it's hard on me. It wears me out real bad for some reason. I used to do stuff like that for a little while, and now it kills me. But I need to do that and put it, that weather stripping down around the sides. And see, you stand inside of the house, close the door, and you can see daylight where it's gapping. And where it's so that's where you need to put the stripping. So that takes the guesswork out of it. So that's what you do. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. Shoot, nobody taught me how to do it. I just figured it out. Common sense. You look where that door closes. Where it closes and there's a gap there, well, it needs some weather stripping. See that gap? That's how you know. I got to get that done. I need to get it done before we have another dirt storm, because the gaps around this one back door here is so bad. And I mean, you stand there, and within a minute, less than a minute, you standing there, you can smell and breathe that freaking dirt that's coming in the house. I mean, less than a minute that it hits that side of the house, because it goes around the door, and under the door, over the top of the door, because there's too many gaps. The house just gets full of dust. And for 2 or 3 days, if not longer, after the dirt storm, we'll be smelling and breathing dust, and everything will be real dusty and filthy. Oh man, I need a maid. We really need a maid. We need a team of people to come in here and spring clean this house. We need a team of no less than 5 people to come in here for 2 or 3 days at least and spring clean this house from top to bottom. And I mean, take real damp rags. What you do is you get hand towels. They're just the right size. And you sew them hand towels. You take a hand towel. Let me use this. You take a hand towel. Here's your hand towel. You fold it in half like that, and you sew up this side, and you sew up this side. So then you can take your broom and put your broom up in there like that. You get this wet with hot water and real warm water, and you wring it out real good because you don't want it sopping wet. You put your broom up in there, and that way you can reach all over your walls from your ceiling all the way down your walls like that, you know. And have you several of these on hand to change them out when one gets dirty. And that's how you can clean your walls. And they do get dusty, especially in places like here in West Texas in the desert. Oh, the walls get dusty. Everything just covers in dust. Oh, it's a dusty world here. I'd love to live somewhere where it's real lush and green, and it rains regular and keeps it green. But where in the world can you live these days where there's no poison oak and poison ivy? I don't think there's any green place that don't have that, not that I know of. I think America is full of poison ivy. I think it is. I read in a book years ago about somebody getting poison ivy all over them, way up there in one of them northeast states. So shoot, I guess it's just everywhere. It's a curse. Poison ivy's part of the curse of sin. And it's a curse to me because I'm very allergic to it. So I try to avoid areas where there might be any growing, where there's any possibility of any growing. I try to avoid those areas. I'm making this hat to wear because we are going, hold on a second, we are going to Odessa this Saturday. If the Lord's willing and the creeks don't rise, we are going to Odessa this Saturday and Sunday. My husband, he called ahead and rented us a room in a fancy hotel that I've never been to, never dreamed I'd ever go to. That's what we're going to do. But during the day, when we get there, what we're going to do is we're gonna go to that thrift store. Yeah, that thrift store called Door of Hope. It's huge. Haven't been there in several months now. But we've been there several times this past year, but it's been several months now since the last time we went. You know, I've been wanting to go to old, well, there's Old Navy, but there's also, what's that other one? Academy Surplus, and see what kind of clothes they have. I would like to just get some uh, capris in these, I don't know what you call it, sweatshirt material or similar, stretchy cotton capri pants, just plain colored pants to wear for this summer. And that's what I like to wear the most is capris. They're comfortable. And I just feel the most comfortable. If I wear those to town, I feel comfortable wearing capris to town. And I'd like to get some cotton t-shirts. Some kind of cotton t-shirts in solid colors that I could paint stuff on or maybe iron on a transfer someday. You know, Temu has iron-on transfers, so you can iron beautiful pictures and all kinds of stuff onto clothes or whatever else you want to iron them on. Cotton's probably the best material to do that with. But I like wearing cotton anyway. So I'd love to get some cotton t-shirts. You know, I might ask my husband to take me there first before we go to the thrift store. So I want to see what kind of breeches they have. I need some more breeches, more of the soft cotton capris, knee breeches, I call them, because they go thereabouts around your knees there. Knee breeches. Yep, I like to wear knee breeches. I like to be covered up good around people. And it's not just because of the psoriasis. It's because I just want to be covered up and not be obscene, disgraceful. I think people should cover up decent. I do. It makes it nice. But, oh, my neighbors, their husband and their daddy just been put on hospice. The ambulance took him to the hospital this morning, and tonight they took him back to the house. He's on hospice now. They have a bed set up in their living room. God bless them. I know that's hard for them dealing with him having dementia real bad, and they can't talk to him normally like they used to. And they're worried about him getting worse because they know he will, and he has. And now he's getting where he can't walk or stand up or something. I'm sure that's why he got took to the hospital and why they got a bed in the living room. Because, when people get so old, even without dementia, we fall down easy because we get feeble. Nothing works like it used to. Our sense of balance is not as good as it used to be. Mine's not. I don't have half the balance I used to have when I was younger. I have to be real dadgum careful when I walk, especially if I'm stepping down somewhere or walking on uneven ground. You gotta be careful so I won't fall. I didn't used to be like that. And it just seems so crazy. This has been going on for some time now, and I've been halfway in denial because I don't want to accept it, because I don't want it to be that way, but it is. This is what happens when we get old. We get feeble. We get feeble in all kinds of ways. It's scary. It's scary knowing that, hey, you know, and my body's going to keep on going downhill from here. And the idea of getting to where I can't even walk and have to use a wheelchair, that scares me. That scares me. Because, let me try this hat on and see how it fits. Oh, it's getting there. It's getting there. Oh, yeah. It might be there now. Hey, I think it's there now. Yeah, I think it's there now. All righty then. Here's my hat. Let me pull this yarn out from my hand there. And I'm going to fashion that off and run it in there. And I'm glad I got this done already. That's pretty neat. I might put a flower on the side of it. We'll see. I might put a yellow rose on it. I don't know. Yellow make, if I did that, yellow would make this look too orangey. This is the closest color that I have that's to a brown, and it's actually like a terracotta color, but you know, it's kind of orangey brown. I didn't want it to look orangey, but it does. But I think it'll do just fine to wear in the stores in Odessa to cover up my hair, because you've seen how my hair looks. Y'all seen how my hair looks. So I'm going to wear this. I made that out of cotton mesh. I might put a rose on there. I just might. That mesh, air will blow through it so my head won't get hot. Here's the top of it. Yeah, that's pretty neat. I remember doing that. Okay, that's done, and tomorrow I'll see if I want to put something on it. I'd like to put a cat face on it. Oh, them cats are so sweet. I just can't help it. They're so sweet. And so is Mila and the birds and all the birds everywhere in the world and the animals. They're all waiting to be redeemed, just like us, redeemed from the curse of sin. You know, the Bible says all of creation groans, waiting for redemption. Waiting for redemption. All of creation groans, waiting for redemption. I have to put my leg up. But, yeah. Let me move that light a little bit there. How's that? Well, there's that other light. Well, I watched a real crazy movie the other night. I think it was made in the 1980s. I think it was. It's about this psycho gal. She was a real psycho, crazy bitch. Oh, God. Horrible, horrible, evil person. And that dream made me have a weird dream. Man, it's better not to watch too much evil stuff. You know, I mean, we hear about something like that, and we get interested, like, oh yeah, because we think, you know, there's something exciting to hear about, but it's evil too, and it's better not to watch too many of them kind of videos, like real bad horror movies and stuff. Now, spooky movies, you know, a little spooky, yeah, it's all right, but them horror movies where they're blood, guts, and gore and all that, no. That's not scary to me. That's just disgusting and sickening, sick. And it bothers my mind because people ain't supposed to do stuff like that. So, what do you think about that? What would you do if you couldn't blink your eyes? What would you do? Well, I gave myself a brow lift. Poor little Mila. She's laying there snoozing. Maybe I can show you. Let me see. Let me see if I can show you. Get that light there out of the way and do something different with it. Now we got this one over here in the way. Well, I can't move it much. Well, I crocheted 2 apple pot holders and an apple coaster. So in the last few days, I have crocheted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pot holders and 1 coaster. Just in the last few little days. I got in a pot holder to make a move. Who knows why? It was just the thing to do. Now I'm glad I made that hat. Yeah, we're going to go do that. We're going to go to the thrift store and to Academy Surplus. Academy Surplus is just right next to Joann's Fabrics. Right in that same parking lot. But I don't need to go to Joann's Fabrics. No, I don't need to buy any more yarn. I want to, yeah. But I don't need to. I need to stay away from there. Even though I would like to get some more cotton yarn. Maybe they'll have some at the thrift store. We'll see. I doubt it, but we'll see. we'll just see what's going to happen. Only God knows. And I pray God keep us safe. God keep us safe, please. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, I guess I need to go get in the bed now. You know what's good for a snack, especially for a late night snack, is get you some yogurt. What I do is I buy vanilla yogurt, or my husband buys it. But I'll put a bunch of it in a bowl, cereal bowl, fill the cereal bowl about half full of that yogurt. And then get you some of that, them Cheerios. And mix a bunch of Cheerios up in there. Oh my God, that's good. Oh, it'll spoil you rotten. It's better than milk. I'll always love milk. But vanilla yogurt with them Cheerios. Oh, dang. That's what I had the last 2 evenings. But we are out of Cheerios now. We do have some honeycomb. I'm going to go mix some honeycomb up with some vanilla yogurt. I hope I still got some vanilla yogurt. Paul bought me some from Walmart. It's just plain yogurt. It's got no sugar in it, no sweeteners, no flavors. It's just plain. I can't stand it plain. So then I have to mix regular sugar in with it. And of course, it takes a while for that sugar to dissolve and mix good. And I'm never sure just how much I should put. I don't want to put too much or too little. I did that once before when he bought me some of that plain yogurt. And I also opened up a bottle of the genuine vanilla flavoring, vanilla extract, genuine vanilla made from the plant. That's the only kind I use. I don't use that imitation. Any of those imitation flavorings. No, you want to use the real McCoy. Yeah, when you bake something, you want to make the real McCoy and it'll taste the best. Like if a recipe calls for margarine, don't use margarine, use butter instead. Margarine has no flavor to it. It's a byproduct of petroleum. That's what margarine is. And it's no good for you. It don't have any vitamins in it at all. It's not a food. It's not a food. It's a petroleum product. You know, petroleum like fossil fuel, gasoline, petroleum byproduct. So when I learned that, I stopped buying that stuff, and we've been using real butter ever since. Real butter's expensive, but it's worth it. And it lasts us a long time because we don't use it real often. But when we do need butter for something, we have it. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to have for my late night snack, is that yogurt and honeycomb mixed up. Yeah, and then tomorrow I've got to decide what I want to wear this weekend and pack it up into an overnight bag. I got to decide what I'm going to wear for Saturday and then Sunday. Sunday we'll be coming home, but still. I can hear a cat eating out there. I can hear through that thin door. You see that white door there? It's been painted on this side. It's one of them old dark brown doors. They're hollow inside. It's an old door, but you can hear through it real easy because it's hollow. And I can hear the cats crunching their food out there. Because their food's in a pan up on a table, a wooden table out there. Got that table sitting against that door because we don't use that door. And that door is one that I need to put the weather stripping around. I've got to get that done. It's important. I went around this front door here, and I went around the back door, and oh, God helped me with it because, God helped me to do a real good job with that peel and stick of weather stripping. And I did on that back door. I don't have to roll up a towel and put it in front of the door anymore. And I don't have to put a towel in front of this front door over here anymore either. Thank God. Because there's a strip you can put along the bottom edge of the door. And it's not, you stick it onto the door. And it skims over the floor. Just above, barely above the floor. And it closes back against that threshold board. It closes up flush against that threshold board with that piece of rubber or that brush. If you get some with brush on it, either way, it's supposed to sit flush against that threshold board, and that keeps the air from pouring in under your door, and it also helps keep bugs out. So it's important to have a good threshold and to have your door frame sealed up good, and the bottom of your door with something. It's important. Yeah. So I got to get that done sometime or other. Maybe I'll try to do that tomorrow. At least do one. At least do this door in here in the kitchen. I need to get that one done. We're going to leave Mila here by herself while we're gone. I hate to do that. I need to do that. But Paul says that hotel won't allow dogs. And even though I'd love to take her with us, I'd worry about something happening to her while we had her with us. What if she accidentally got loose from her collar and her harness and took off across a road somewhere and got run over? Shit, I couldn't stand it. I'd lose my mind. I couldn't stand it. I don't want anything to happen to her. I pray to God that nothing will happen to her, because all my life, horrible things have happened to dogs that I loved. And, something's always happening to dogs, man. It's a cruel world. It's a cruel freaking world. And, it breaks my heart. I've had my heart broke so many times all my life because of bad things happening to animals. Man, I can't stand it no more. I said, you be scrolling through Facebook and they show these posts about these abused dogs that have been rescued, and they show them in their abused state, and I can't stand it. Oh, I can't stand it. They don't deserve to suffer like that. Animals don't. They're innocent. My God, I just can't stand it. and shit, you know. And I can't stand to see videos about child abuse, and I can't stand to watch videos about children getting murdered and shit like that. I can't stand all that shit. Now, I will watch, there's a channel called The Crime Reel. I watch most of their videos. And most of the videos are not too terribly, bad. If there's, it's usually about a man killing, two adults involved in a murder. And most of their videos are like way back in the old days, like from 1700s. 1800s and 1900s, and a few in the 2000s. But I like the old ones. It's the old-timey stories, true stories that are the most interesting to me. Is that, part of me wishes that I had lived back in older times. I haven't liked these modern times very much for most of my life. For most of my life. I wasn't very happy with most of my life. I'll just tell you that. That's true. And that's not feeling sorry for myself. That's just just a fact. I mean, how can you be happy when somebody breaks your heart and you grow up without one of your parents? That's not going to make you happy. And your dogs die, or they get sick, or they get killed, or some horrible damn thing, and you always see something on TV about something terrible happening to animals. And on YouTube, you try to scroll through it as fast as you can to get away from it. I just keep praying, God, please help the animals and all the helpless people. God, help us. Oh, Lord, save us. Take us out of here to a place where there's no meanness or violence. And there's just love and happiness and peace. Yeah. Yeah. And getting to know you face to face, Lord Jesus. Yeah. And seeing our loved ones again and never saying goodbye to them again. Never be parted again, never be separated. All you'll have to do is think about a certain person being, and you'll be right there with them. Because everything in heaven's perfect. I already know for a fact that communication in heaven, people can still talk if they want to, because the angels sing, we're going to sing, we're going to use our voices, but we don't always have to, because we can read each other's thoughts instantly. No, it's just an instant communication. And so there's no such thing as anybody misunderstanding anybody. Everybody knows each other and understands each other in heaven, because it's a perfect place. And nobody feels nervous around each other. Nobody's shy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm scared. I'll be honest, I'm scared because I've never been to heaven before that I know of. Oh, but I'm scared. I have no reason to be afraid. It's just a human part of me. I guess it's my flesh. Maybe that's what it is, my sin nature making me afraid. That's got to be what it is. Because in reality, there's nothing to be afraid of. You know, God's not going to jump out and go boo and scare us, you know. We're not going to be bored. Some people think we'll be bored up in heaven because they'll think, well, there's nothing to do. But I'm sure there's plenty to do and plenty to see. I'm sure. And it's just all so wonderful and so precious and blessed that we're going to be happy. We're never going to get bored or tired of it. Never. Because you don't get tired of something you love. You don't get tired of people you love, and you don't get tired of other things that you love. I love cats. I don't never get tired of them. I love dogs. I don't never get tired of them. I love trees and grass and nature, and I never get tired of it. Even though I see the same trees every day, same old trees. That fruitless mulberry tree in the front and the back, and then the mesquite trees. And there's some kind of a tree, other tree, back here behind my husband's bedroom that the main part of the tree died, but the suckers, saplings coming up from the base of the trunk, and they've grown several feet already. So I told my husband, if we make sure that that tree gets enough water, it'll live, and those saplings will grow, and it'll grow on up there, and I have another full-size tree there someday, if this world lasts long enough. And if West Texas ever gets enough rain for anything, God, we've been in a drought for several years now. Several freaking years. Oh my God. It don't seem like we're ever going to get enough rain out here ever again. I hope we do. I'm thankful to God that we ain't had no floods like a lot of places. So far, no wildfires, oh God. Until we start getting some rain, we are in danger of wildfires right here in Fort Stockton. The whole Pecos County, all the counties around us, all out here in West Texas. All of West Texas is in danger of wildfires until we start getting a significant amount of rain. Oh, God help us. I worry about this stuff. I can't help it. Because look at what all the wildfires already did up in the Panhandle. You know, all across there. It went from the Panhandle west all across the east, top east, central and top east of Texas, northeast, all across the top north of it, I meant. Northern part all the way to the east. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't help worrying about that stuff. I just have this feeling, you know, something bad's going to happen one of these days because there's so many bad things happening all over the world. All over the world, disasters of all kinds. All the time. All the time, everywhere. And used to, these sort of things happen rarely. And it's not just because we didn't have all the news coverage and the internet either. I know the young people use that as an excuse. You think you know it all and you don't even know. Us older folks have been around longer than you have. We know because we was there. We saw it all and heard it all with our own 2 eyes and ears. Now, by God, listen and learn something. Tell you, there's so many of these young people. Can't tell them nothing. Now, I was like that when I was real young, too. I thought I knew it all and wouldn't listen, and I'd get mad. I didn't want anybody telling me nothing. God. And you know, I didn't really grow out of that till I was into my 40s, I think, is when I started to grow out of that. By the time I got 50 years old, I realized I didn't know it all. And I got over that. And now all these people younger than me are driving me crazy with the same shit. They won't listen. They think you don't know nothing. They think you're stupid. You're clueless. Like you lived in a vacuum all your life up till the present moment. I guess that's what they think. But they just don't realize, shit, we was there. We was alive and living our life. Shit, just like you're living your life. We've been living our life too. Well, I'm going to have to shut this off. I enjoy chatting with y'all. I really do. And I enjoy listening to y'all's videos. And it helps me to, I've been, realizing, maybe it's the Holy Spirit dealing with me, but realizing lately that I need to have more patience and take more interest in other people. What they're saying, what they're interested in, all the things that affect them, just listen to their stories. Yeah, listen to them and learn some stuff. And learn not just patience, but learn to have more compassion and just learn to treat people more with respect, even if we disagree. Yeah. Sounds like I'm hearing the wind blow or something. Huh. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go get me some stuff to eat. So I can eat that, yum, 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 and go on to bed with this little girl dog. I have to have a dog all the time. I guess I need it for emotional support. If I didn't have a dog, it'd be the biggest drag. I'd be so lonesome. I couldn't stand it. I've had dogs all my life. I have to have dogs. That's just how it is. My husband feels the same way. He loves dogs. We've always got to have a dog. And I never will forget him walking across the road here over to the neighbor's house with that $100 bill. They knocked on the door and he answered and they said, yeah. And he said, I'm your neighbor. I live next door there. And my wife's been looking over here at your dog. And she loves your dog. And she's wanting to buy it. And will y'all take $100 for it? I was watching this through the window and I was laughing so hard. Oh God, it was so funny. And she said, wait a minute, let me go ask. It was Grandma that answered the door, but she went to ask. She was going to ask her daughter. She went in there to ask one of her daughters. Then she come back to the door. She said, okay. And maybe it was her daughter that came to I don't remember. One of them came to the door. And said, okay. And Paul handed that $100 bill to her. And then he leaned down there. He watched him. He bent down there and picked her up. Had him bundled up in his arms and carrying her back across the street. Just like that, you know. We got her just like that. So funny. I never will forget that. I laughed so hard. I laughed and laughed and laughed with joy. Oh, all that day and through the night and the next day, just laughing and laughing with joy. We were both so happy to get her. She's just a baby. Look at her. Look at that baby girl. Baby girl. Well, I'm going to say good night now, y'all, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.